Welcome back to Week 5 of the Queensland High School League of Legends Championship Series. Once again, we're coming to you live from the University of Queensland. My name is Mitch, replays Anderson, and bringing you the action alongside me today, Max Formal. Von Newman, how are you going today?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty dang good, and I'm really excited for this one. It's Week 5. We're about to hit our sort of mid-season break split, and we've got a good game today. We've got Marsden State High School taking on Kelvin Grove 3, because I believe there are 4 of them, so we're taking on their third team. That doesn't mean they're the third most skilled. It's just number 3.
No, it's number 3.
You know, it's going to be the kind of match today that I live for. We're talking, it's going to be a lot of kills. It's going to be back and forth, which we're going to break down a bit more, but yeah, it's going to be a fun one today.
Yeah, both these teams have a bit of a surprising start. A small slip-up last week from Marsden after a tough loss to Somerset. You know, each of these teams are playing today with a winning record recently and looking to get through the mid-season point and maybe look at push for top of the ladder later in the season. Yeah,
exactly. Like, we can, taking a look at where these teams stand on the ladder, I'm not sure we can bring it up on the monitor or not, but essentially, I believe it's Kelvin Grove 3 are in a 4-way tie right now for 4th place.
They are.
All these teams are 2-0, so they all did start a little bit late, but they're all starting strong. They're tied with, I believe it's KG4, as well as both teams from Craigsley. So there's 4 of them sitting at 2-0. Meanwhile, you have Marsden, who's actually, they're sitting 2-1 because of their loss last week, but they're still in the top 10. They're sitting comfortably in 8th on their own. And for both these teams, a win could push them or further solidify them in the top 5, whereas a loss might actually knock them out of that top 10 situation. So a lot to play for each of these teams.
Exactly, especially when you come into this big break where you can really start seeing these teams start to grow together over the weekend and start to improve when they have this big break. Of course, today they're facing Marsden State High. You know, been playing very competent, conventional team comps recently, so you know, it might be a little bit more difficult for them since that they are, you know, maybe a little more prepared and can play with something that's a lot easier to execute versus
what KG3 is playing.
Yeah, because they're a little bit more of a one-trick team. They only play certain champions and they can kind of only develop that way.
Yeah, KG3 is definitely a unique team from what we've seen so far for them. They have a lot of players kind of playing off roles, not what they usually play. So there's a lot of support in mid-maids on this champion, which means a lot of them are going to resort to their one-tricks in their off role. We're not going to reveal what they are on camera, but it'll be interesting to see if Marsden has actually went through, scouted them, and knows what to target on the pick and bans.
Yeah, precisely. You know, that is one of the biggest issues about being a one-trick team. But also, if these players do actually get their, you know, one-tricks, it means they are very ready to actually, you know, go to improve and play better because they know exactly what they're doing with the champions versus something like Marsden, who would be a little more unfamiliar with the champions if they're trying to just build a comp that works together. But at the same time, you know, if they're playing simple enough champions, it won't really come to a difference in the end.
Exactly. And not to mention, too, looking at these teams' past history, they each have very distinct styles. As we said before, KG3 is very much, they kind of stick to their one tricks. They're very support mates, but they also like to play high damage compositions. They like to try and win lane, win game. As we mentioned before, Marsden is much more team fight focused, much more front to back. And this is especially seen when you look at their 2 supports. On KG3, you have Kasuke86 today, and he's someone who specializes in mage supports.
Yeah.
Like, again, not going to go into specific with the champions, but you know who these mage supports are. You can assume Lux, Brand, Zyra, Xerath.
My favorites.
Yeah, exactly. We had a little rant about them earlier. And it's very much like these are the guys who will come in, they want to win lane, they want to force your AD carry out of lane and sort of snowball it from there. Yeah. Whereas opposing that, you have LeBaguetteSexy, who is the support for Marsden, and he likes his tanks. He likes his, you know who the tank supports are. Again, not going to go what he's played specifically, but you have the idea, your Leonas, Terex, Nautiluses.
Actual supports.
Yeah, actual supports. And although sometimes this has backfired, like it might not be the flashy, he might not be getting all the kills. In fact, I'm pretty sure he leads his teams in deaths, but the team is still winning.
Well, there you go. As long as you're winning, it doesn't really matter what your KDA at the end of the day. You know, interesting contradiction really between the 2 styles. I mean, it really does come back to this classic debate of the, you know, the one tricks versus, you know, these more conventional, easy to play team comps. You know, because especially like the win conditions vary as well. If you play these mage supports, you want to win the lane, dominate it early, get a good gold lead with your jungler, start pushing through the mid game that way, and really take over the game before it gets later. Whether if you build these big team fight ult reliant comps, you know, you get much better as you get higher cooldown CDR reduction. So it means you're able to execute these ultimates much more frequently. And you know that's very slow. Get through lane phase, get ahead, win the game kind of style.
And it's not as if KG3 aren't thinking about their team compositions either. Like, yeah, they run the mage support, which is a little off conventional, but they do balance this by typically running assassin mids to go with it. So it's not like they have the 2 area effect burst mages. They do mix it up quite a lot. And they do play to the fact that, you know, these mage supports usually have that early game power spike and have been playing through the bot lane and winning in their past games. So, and that's actually something to bring it back, Marsden lost to last week.
Yeah.
So that could be a big weakness for Marsden, and it could be exploited again. But that said, if Marsden plays something conventional, if we get past that 30-minute mark like what we saw last week, all of a sudden that front-to-back team composition looks really strong no matter who it is against.
Yeah, exactly. And for Marsden especially, if they do lose to that style again, obviously it means they need to kind of look back to how they're going to improve from that.
Yep.
But obviously, if you fall into it before, you might fall to it again. So there's definitely potential for the game to go either way for either side today.
Yes.
But I do definitely think it's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a lot of kills, very interesting viewing, and great casting from here.
Oh yeah, it's going to be again. It's my kind of game. I think it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be chaos. But I love it here. I hope you love it out there on Twitch. That said, though, before we continue looking at these teams, we're going to bring back probably one of my favorite segments, Q&As with Formal and Replays.
Yes, good old Q&A with Formals and Replays. In the past, we've seen, or have seen at least, gotten heaps of questions from Discord and stuff like that, but today we're going up a little bit more blind. We've kind of had people behind the scenes getting the questions for us, so we don't really know what's going to come, so it's not as ready to go.
Yeah, exactly. As we're going to start off, Bushi has asked us, apparently, when did we each start playing League of Legends? That feels personal.
I started playing at the end of I think end of 2016, I believe, so when the Assassin rework just came out, or the big Assassin patch. I played just after it, so I played after LeBlanc got reworked the first time and Rengar got changed to the AoE queue. So when I first started playing the game.
Yep.
I started playing because my cousin was living with me at the time, and he was a Riven one trick, started playing heaps of League. And I asked, is there any cool dragon champions? And Aurelion Sol recently just come out.
Best champion?
Said, that's a cool dragon,
best champion.
I played the game because there's a big dragon in it.
Yep. I mean, for me, embarrassingly enough, I suppose, just because if you look at my elo, it's still very, very low. I've been playing this game pre-season 1. Like, I've been here almost since the very beginning.
All day, every day.
Yeah, and it's been a journey, that is for sure. Like, I remember things like stacking Sunfire Capes on Evelyn when she was permanently invisible and Sunfire Capes stacked.
God.
Madrid's Blood Riser still is and will always be my favorite item. Run him on Teemo with a Frozen Mallet, mid lane. Yep, pre-season 1 meta. Beautiful thing.
Oh, God.
I kind of want to move on from this question. Let's move on. It's getting too embarrassing for me.
Yeah. The next question comes from Short Boy. Are there any off-meta picks that have been good lately?
Ooh. Well,
I mean, the question's kind of counterintuitive, but...
I mean, okay, Urgot Jungle. That's started to explode, and that's not something you particularly see. That,
I mean, it is definitely off-meta, but I don't think it's good I mean, it's definitely playable, and it's not bad, but I wouldn't say it's like a good pick. I mean, I played a little bit against it in like scrims and stuff like that, or watched at least some scrims, and it's definitely strong, but there are still like it's kind of like it only works in very specific team comps, and you have to be very good at playing around it because it does just get out-tempoed by a lot of other traditional junglers.
I think another sort of weird off-meta jungle that I've been seeing pop up recently. This one's not super recent, I guess, but a lot of AP Shyvana as well in the jungle has been arriving. You're shaking your head because you dislike it, I assume.
I mean, I just like Shyvana in general. The champion's kind of, I don't know. I don't really think the champion's a champion. You kind of just pick it, you clear very fast, and you kind of sit there, and then you press an ability once or twice. I don't know. It's kind of a little bit boring, the champion in general, but I mean, it's very strong in solo queue. The E just does way too much damage when you're building that full AP build. I'm trying to think of other off-meta stuff that's kind of popped up recently.
The thing about why off-meta is hard is because, well, you have to be creative and you have to make it work.
Yeah.
And then when it becomes good, all of a sudden it becomes meta. But generally when you look for off-meta stuff, I kind of feel jungle is where most of that will thrive because you have a bit more leeway.
Hecarim Top. Hecarim Top's really, really good. He got buffed with that Q buff last patch, so he's very, very strong in the top lane right now. More so than in the jungle just because he counter picks a lot of matchups top, and he can take teleport and ignite, doesn't need flash.
Well, let's edit Short Boy's question a bit, because you've taken a look at these upcoming patch notes. What's something that's not meta right now that you feel is actually about to burst into the meta?
I mean, there's nothing like too new that's going to come through like massively. I mean, I can just say like Rice, just with the new patch, if you can see it's on surrender at 20. I mean, the patch note's coming out tomorrow anyways. But so there'll be stuff to like, there's a huge buff to Cinderhawk coming in. Buffs again to Cho'Gath Mundo, which is like the third patch in a row. I think we see buff to tags. So given the crit changes coming, that came a couple of patches ago, and the buffs to the Enchanter supports, and there's a new Enchanter support coming out in the next 3 or 4 patches or something like that. I think Mordekaiser's coming out this patch on PBE, release 9.8. No, 9.8. 9.8? This is season 9, right? Yeah, 9.8.
Yeah, we're in season 9.
Yeah, 9.8.
This is season
9.
9.
So in 9.8, Mordekaiser comes out. 9.9, they release the new champion. And then 9.10, the champion comes out. The new Lulu kind of archetype player champion. So I think that's... So I think they're definitely trying to push... What I'm getting to is Riot's trying to push a hard carry bot lane meta back to kind of Ardent Sensor kind of meta, which is why they're buffing tanks so heavily. But besides that, no, I don't think there's... I mean, Rumble's got buffed a little bit, which might come back in a minute, but he's kind of fringe already. But besides that, no, that's really the only big change that might be coming up soon.
All right. Well, we're getting ever closer to our picks and bans, so it means we have time for just one more question. This one's going to come from Referee Sam. I believe this is one of our own refs asking this one. What seasonal events would you like to see in the future? Like, you know, something, skin events, things akin to Nexus Bliss.
I don't know. I kind of just enjoy them when they come up. Like, I don't really have a preference for anything that comes in the future.
I want to see the return of Doombots.
I never played
Doombots. I want the Doombots back.
Minions wasn't around for that.
Yeah, Doombots are great.
I mean, I do enjoy Star Guardian events, but I know that's coming this year. So it's always getting a Star Guardian skin. I'm very happy about.
Is there really?
Well, there's a big leak of skin leaks, but I probably should say that because, you know, Riot doesn't like leaks. Okay. But, yeah, no, so... I mean, I do like the Star Guardian, the Odyssey event. That was really fun.
Odyssey was super fun.
That event every year is really fun with that like special PvE game mode. That is really, really fun. So that's probably one of my favorite events. But I don't know any new stuff. That's not my job to come up with.
I'd like to see a return of definitely not Dominion as well, or Dominion itself come back. I mean, I like those weird games.
Never played Dominion.
See, Dominion was fun. Dominion was good.
The Project game mode. That was so much fun actually.
That was a good one. Yeah,
that was good.
All right.
Anyways, Project and Star Guardian, I suppose.
So yeah, that will do it for Q&As for today. If you have any questions, feel free to throw them in the Twitch. We have moderators who will pick out some of the best ones, and who knows, you might have them read out in 3 weeks' time after our break.
Or drop it in the Discord, of course, as well.
Drop it in the Discord for if you're a player out there and are on a team. We will probably take priority over them. But hey, that doesn't mean don't write questions in Twitch. Just write whatever you want in Twitch, then that doesn't get you banned. All right, we're done with that. Let's move on to the main event. It's time today for Marsden High School taking on Kelvin Grove 3. And you ready for the players?
Yeah, of course.
Let's do it. All right, let's see our blue side today. From Marsden High School, you have SKT Team Master 1 in the top lane, Derpy rocking that jungle, the Jòker in the mid lane, Silas in the bot lane, and Kesuke86 on support.
Bot. That's a little bit off meta.
Yeah, there's an off meta champ.
That's an off meta right there. And their opponents today on the red side from Kelvin Grove. In the top lane, Soup Time. In the jungle, Devil's Tango. In the mid, FlareLG. In the bot lane carry position, LeBaguetteSexy. And in the support role, VERYSTALEMEME.
LeBaguetteSexy. I mean, we spoke about him before, actually. I believe he was support. That one might have been the wrong way around there at the end, but that's okay. It's still a great name.
It's fantastic.
You know, does he bring baguettes to lane? You can feed your AD carry, fuel him up, get him ready to go.
Are there any French-themed skins? I don't think so. There's not much.
There's Baker Pantheon.
Oh, yeah? There you go.
Yeah, so Pantheon support.
Oh, but barbecue Leona. But you have sausage and bread, so I guess that could work.
It's close enough. I think, you know, we can go back to talking about these teams a bit more as we are heading to this matchup. Just based on what we said, like, what would you take if you were on these sides? Like, who would you pick to win? Would you pick the team that's probably going on their more comfort picks but might not have that same team synergy? Or the team that might not be as comfortable on the champions but has a team composition that works really well and gels together?
I'll pick the team with the highest rated player. That's what I'll pick. And I don't know which team that is.
I actually believe that might be Marsden this game.
Yeah, I think Marsden, I mean, I'm just a big fan of pick simple stuff you can play it well. You don't have to play it well because there's a low skill floor, very easy to play, versus stuff like Z-Top.
When looking at the teams, I believe Marsden had both the highest rated player as well as the lowest rated player, which could be an area they could be exposed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to call out names too badly, but I do want to say, like, the jungle game for Marsden is an area where they can improve.
Of course, yeah.
In the past, though, they have picked safe jungles, and it hasn't burned them hard.
I mean, jungle is definitely the hardest role in the game to play.
Yes.
Like, by far hardest role in the game. Highest APM required, highest game knowledge, and highest macro. Well, not macro. It's highest just like general just gameplay knowledge because you need to know every lane's matchup as well as your own.
Exactly, and so that's why it's sort of an odd decision when we see teams, because Marsden isn't the only team, actually. There's been a few teams in this tournament who has put their least experienced player in the jungle, and it's something I would advise against. If anything, you'd put your most experienced shot calling sort of covered up. As we are going into our picks and bans already, we're seeing a Zoe and a Hecarim taken away as we are waiting for Marsden's second ban.
Yeah, I mean, Hecarim sort of caught about that champion before, one of those very strong new picks up in the top lane after he got that huge Q buff, and Zoe's very oppressive champion in lane. Yasuo, interestingly, being banned out as well. Yeah, Yasuo being taken away. I think they're a bit worried that Yasuo is too strong of a flex pick. Could be taken bot or mid lane by KG3, and instead KG3 is opting to take away that Shyvana. That's
surprising.
I'm happy. I don't want to cast a Shyvana too.
Oh,
so.
we have the teams the wrong way around,
pleased.
actually. They've swapped sides on us. That is why the Shyvana has been taken away. Okay, that makes more sense to me
Yes.
now.
So Kelvin Grove are your team on the blue side.
Yes.
And the red side is Marsden State High School.
Okay, so that explains why the Shyvana was taken off the table. Devil's Tango has been playing a lot of Shyvana. Braum has been a favorite of Keisuke. So these are very targeted bans, actually, and I very much appreciate that, because Jòker as well has been pretty much playing Zoe. And the Jin has been played a lot by VERYSTALEMEME, so very targeted bans, but the Zilean is left through LeBaguetteSexy, has played a bit of it, and they'll be locked in.
I believe they've done a switcheroo on us as well. Have they? Because StalemEME was supposed to be... Wait.
Yeah, no, StalemEME is the AD carry. LeBaguetteSexy is the support.
No, I suppose StalemEME was support. No? Did I just read it out wrong?
It was flipped around.
Yeah,
it was flipped around before. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, okay.
Either way, Master Yi is the current hover right now.
I was real confused for a moment there. I was like, wait, what? What do you mean they're the same player before?
Oh, we're not seeing the Yi, instead we're seeing the Jax.
Jax Yi, same thing. Champion auto attacks.
Yeah, except Jax can go top lane.
Except Jax can go top lane. Jax can also go support. Maybe. It won't go.
I did.
No. I mean, you see where Zilean goes. If Zilean goes top into Jax, that's actually a really strong matchup for the Zilean. Huni popularized that matchup when he played the Spell Thief thing. Obviously, you can't do that anymore, but Zilean top is still strong.
The Zilean, though, has been a feature of LeBaguetteSexy, as we're seeing the Nunu locked in by Devil's Tango. He has been playing this a bit on solo queue, so I'm not surprised to see that locked in, but the Vladimir pick is one I definitely like. That one should be going mid lane.
Top lane.
Top lane? You reckon?
Vladimir top's like one of the strongest roles in the game. Obviously, Zilean likely to go mid. Could potentially go support, but I don't like Zilean support. I think Zilean's a much stronger pick, utilized in the mid lane there. Vladimir is one of the best champions you can pick top side, especially if you're red side. Obviously, they're not red side this game, they are blue. But it's still a very strong pick up on the top side because there's not many matchups you hard lose early on, except maybe the Jace matchup, but none of these players are expected to actually play Jace. And then on the other side for when you're playing Vladimir, you can never get dived because of the Sanguine.
That's a bold move. We're seeing the
Vayne is very strong right now.
It is, but it's very telegraphed at this stage of the picks and bans, because I feel like at this stage...
Well, you kind of have to take an hour to get banned out.
True.
And Silas is only 80 carry. He's got in his match history as Vayne, actually.
Yeah, true. Well, that's why I'm saying I'm pretty sure that Zilean's going to support, because LeBaguetteSexy has the match history on the Zilean as well, whereas Flare likes his assassins. Lulu going to be taken away, though, so it does appear as if Marsden is assuming that Zilean is going mid lane as well.
I think so. That looks good. I like that. I mean, I don't know. Vladimir can both go, Vladimir is definitely one of the strongest champions in the meta right now, I'd say, if not the strongest. Just purely because his ability to dive and do like game damage as well as survive through lane phases is unparalleled. One of the players on one of my Rumble teams is a Vladimir one-trick, and it's great having, well, not one-trick, Vladimir main, so whenever you get him on that champion, it's pretty much a free win. So it'd be nice to see. I don't like the Nunu, though, from Devil's Tango. Nunu's one of the hardest champions to play in the game, if not the hardest to jungle well on. So for players that are kind of
I'm really
new to the game,
these targeted bans. Like Zara is another targeted ban, frequently played by LeBaguetteSexy, which is why I'm surprised this Zilean is still kind of sneaking through.
I mean, Zilean, it does fit his kind of type of champion, right?
It does, it does.
Laning against Zilean is one of the most frustrating things.
And the Zed's taken off the table.
Interesting.
Silas has been known to play an odd game as Zed in that bot lane, I believe.
Zed bot lane?
No, I believe
Soup Time plays at top, I know.
Soup Time did play at top.
Oh, no, not Soup Time. Oh, I don't know. I'm just going to...
Lux is going to be taken by Silas.
I beg that's a Lux mid. I beg that's Lux mid. Jinx, I like Jinx. Jinx is good into the Vayne.
Jinx is good in the Vayne. You have
I mean, Vayne's obviously stronger, but just because you got extra range, you can just rocket her with AoE. Potentially kite her out if you're good enough at kiting. With Zilean as well, you got the Resurrect to keep the Jinx alive. I like it. It's nice.
Yep. Should be locked in any moment now, as we're going to take it to the very end. There it is. So that leaves, will it be mid? Will it be support? And there is the Xerath.
They need a tank. They need a front line.
Yeah, they don't. I guess they're going to be relying on the Nunu for the front line.
Well, yeah, Vlad as well, because you get AP health.
But it's not.
But it's not the same.
The thing is, it's not KG3 style to run a front lane. They like these skirmishy team compositions. They like to go for the picks. They like to try to win lane, win games. So that Xerath, I'm baking, is going to actually be a support Xerath, and it's going to throw off Marsden a bit because they're going to see that Zilean mid.
I don't know. I think it might be Zil bot, Xerath mid, Vlad top. That's how I'd put the champions in. But I just don't think Xerath is a very viable champion right now. But it's very good into Lux because it outranges in all its abilities and provides more utility because Lux is kind of a bit garbage. And
Keisuke was hovering that Soraka. That would have been a change of pace for this character player. However, instead he's going to go ahead with the Leona. More of the comfort pit. There is that, tanky engaged support that Keisuke is known for. The Lux will be going mid, as you had hoped for. And you have a Lux Vayne bot lane into what will be a Jinx Xerath bot lane. They're really banking on that Leona all in, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Marsden hasn't swapped at all. I mean, not Marsden, Kelvin Grove. I assume they're not going to swap, but they might. I don't know. I feel like into this matchup, they're just going to get poked out way too hard with having a melee into range matchup. The Vayne as well is so short range. Like, to kind of play her effectively, you needed a decent support. I don't know. It depends. I don't really know a lot. I mean, these are very unorthodox bot lanes. I mean, Leona Vayne's a little bit more, but Xerath supports like kind of why. I think if Leona can get on top of the Xerath and lock him down, then I think they can win the all-in early on before Jinx gets online. But I think if Jinx gets online, it's going to be very difficult.
What's interesting, though, is the fact that at the moment, this could change, but Katsuke is opting to run the Exhaust as opposed to the Ignite, and I'm not sure I agree with that. If I were that Leona right now,
you 100% need Ignite. Exhaust is kind of useless at the moment, one of those lower priority summoners. If you take TP on your AD carry, could be a spectator glitch as well. We've had that happen before.
We have had that happen before.
But yes, you definitely want to run the Ignite on that support.
Exactly, whereas, you know, LeBaguetteSexy, I'm not surprised he's running that Ignite. That Xerath is going to be looking for the kills. I mean, it really comes down to the burst damage that LeBaguette is going to throw out there, because if he hits the stun...
I think they should have run heal on Xerath and teleport on Jinx.
Yeah, that probably would have made more sense.
Xerath's never really going to get in range for an Ignite. The only time he's going to get in range for Ignite is if Leona engages onto him. But in that case, like, heal, get out of the way.
I mean, he could flash forward stun on the Vayne. You get to follow up with the chompers from...
But I just think getting the TP on the AD carry is so much more valuable. It's back to that 3 TP meta. If you look at most games, it's mid lane has TP, top lane has TP, bot lane has TP, and you use TP to keep up lane pressure, which is what kind of Riot got rid of, and then they nerfed a bunch of other summoner spells. So it's like, TP's decent again, we'll take that. Just helps you scale, gets good back timings as well. So if your opponent doesn't take TP, you get a huge lead ahead, especially in the bot lane when you can get your first BF back, and then get back to lane before they can, really answer it. You saw Teddy play it quite effectively against Griffin. On the Tristana in their first game of their series, he used the TP to perfectly get it back for BF and then just shove in the wave again and again. Got a huge lead on Viper. I think got like a 40 CS lead or something like that in LCK, which is
big. Good. That's quite substantial. And again, going back to what you were talking about at the very, very beginning of this Picks and Pans was you like the Zilean into the Jax matchup. Yes. And I think that's the other kind of off-kilter matchup that we're looking at right here. Soup Time Zilean versus SKT Team Masters Jax. Be interesting to see how SKT he will be this game, especially against a sort of off-meta top lane pick. We were talking about off-meta characters as well. Do you think this is going to be good for Soup Time and on the Zilean?
I think it's definitely playable. I mean, just the fact that you use bombs to zone the Jax off so much CS, it depends how you if he positions correctly and uses the Zilean's strengths effectively, I think it's going to really shut down this Jax and prevent him from snowballing. But if he falls behind and dies to the Jax early on, that's going to be very bad for him, and I think the Jax can just snowball once he gets the Spear of Shojin.
Yeah.
So it's a very close match. I mean, Jax is going to
Jax is going to outscale and outfight.
Jax is going to massively outscale. They got Vayne as well, so if it gets late game, it's going to be very difficult for KG to do anything because Jax and Vayne are doing true damage, so you can't analyze against them. They've also got a Vladimir Jinx though, so it's.
You have the Vladimir Jinx, but it goes back to the problem though. They don't really have a front game, front line. So yeah, if it gets into that late game, I don't see how KG wins the team fight.
Well, Vlad's massive team fight, Jinx massive team fight. You got Zilean to keep the Jinx alive.
But how did they get to the back line?
Well, Vladimir, what do you mean?
So he just goes, he's going to get straight through, you reckon, not get punished?
You just flank on Vladimir. That's how you play the champion. You never play front or back on Vladimir. You always look for a flank, look for a flash angle. You just segment pull through everybody with the Tides of Blood. Yeah.
And that's, yes, exactly. So they're going to be looking for the flanks. I don't know if they're going to be able to get them, is my point, because it's going to be reliant very heavy on vision, very heavy on, setting it up. And I just feel like if you're spending that time setting it up and looking for it, you're going to have to deal with the Jax split pushing at the time. You're going to have to deal with, the Vayne Leona as well. Probably going to be shoving because that Vayne's going to be looking to farm. It's going to put them in a tougher situation to find those flanking opportunities.
I don't know. I think, there's definitely holes in both comps. I don't know. I kind of like the Vlad Zilean comp. It's definitely more win lane, and then you also have like late game options as well. So I think the game's it's going to be both teams are quite evenly matched in terms of how they've drafted and what champion strengths they have. So I think it's going to massively kind of do which players can execute more effectively right now. Who's the actual better players?
Yeah, I think the better players as well as the better team comms and better team communication as well. Very much so for the KG3 because as mentioned, they need to play. They have the harder team composition to execute. Yeah. Very much so.
Definitely.
And that's sort of why I like what Marsden has done a bit better. Because if they can, once we get to these high pressure situations, the late game Barons, the late game Elder Dragons, which we have seen a lot of, traditionally in these matches, we have seen the team with a simpler team comp usually come out on top. So I'm looking at this, I'm looking at how the players have played in the past, and I really like what Marsden has brought to the table.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that very simple style as well, especially the movement on the new jungler. Very easy to execute. I mean, and the Nunu, I guess, is kind of a bit of a, don't know about that pick.
I like Nunu. I like Nunu a lot because he has a relatively flash clear. He's deceptively tanky, and he does a deceptive amount of damage with his giant snowball. So Nunu is definitely something that can be very effective. Plus, he has early ganking potential, and that's something Derpy may have, but I don't actually feel it's that strong because the bandage toss has to connect. It has to connect. If it doesn't connect, though, Derpy is going to be useless, whereas Amumu, even if he misses with the snowball, he still has his own E to sort of just throw snowballs at them, get that snare.
I suppose. I mean, Nunu's just like very difficult to play as a jungler. Like one of the hardest jungler, like is the hardest jungler to play in the game.
Fair enough, as we have actually moved into the game right now. KG3 once again on the blue side. It is Marsden State High School on the red side, and we are seeing very conventional starts, well, semi-conventional. Kelvin Grove has a nice fan setup. All the entrances within vision. No one's going to be invading at all, whereas Marsden has actually opted to leave the entire top side of their jungle completely blind.
They're like, I think they're going to go for a bot side invade. Will have the death brush set up, but they're not coming in, so.
Yeah, I don't really see Kelvin Grove running a team composition that wants to invade unless LeBaguetteSexy started with his stun, but even then, I'm not too much follow-up there. It would mean Nunu would have to start with either his W, really, for that strong engage, and you don't want to do that. So I'm not surprised there's no level 1 kerfuffle happening. Instead, it's going to be conventional starts, both junglers starting on their bot side of the map, which you would expect with each of these, and, well, we are underway. Laners are hitting, minions are crashing. Who do you like in the early game? Who's going to make that first big move?
I'd probably say Kelvin Grove, just because based on champions, etc. But you never really know. These games rarely go as you think they will, until you're playing with the probably to plat to diamond elo. Those when you can sort of predict games and they're a lot more clearer because it depends how well each of these players can understand and can actually utilize, the champions they're playing to the most highest effect.
Yep, as we are a little bit of a screen delay there, but the game is still running fine. No pauses today, knock on desk. Hopefully it pays off. And right away, we're seeing LeBaguetteSexy trying to use his W to really zone out the Leona. Keisuke is going to have a hard time looking to engage. That said, I doubt Zenith Blade is available yet, but can't even get the procs off the Targon shield right now. Just good zoning from the Kelvin Grove.
Yeah, I mean, this Leona just wants to sit back at level 3, look for an all-in as soon as possible. They definitely have an advantage of level 3 since you see this wave's going to shove in. When it bounces back, they'll be hitting the level first.
Actually, Nunu was making his way up there, just collecting the scuttle. It wasn't quite for a gank. It was also spotted on a ward, so good ward right there by Marsden. Good timing as well. They were able to back it up right when Nunu was taking a little peek. But no gank for the Devil's Tango just yet. We'll dance a little later in this game, I am sure. As it
Where is he going? Look at the minimap. What is it?
He's skipping wolves. He's going straight for the red buff, I imagine.
For some reason, I just tripped out and thought Nunu was invading. And I was like, why is he in between the enemies mid and...
No, Nunu is very much on Kelvin Grove. He is a blue side Nunu today.
He is a blue side Nunu.
He is a blue side Nunu. He got the advantage with the first river scuttle as well on the bot side. No one's gone for the top side yet. Amumu's opting for what looks to be a full clear, actually. So Derpy might take a little longer, and that could leave that second scuttle, actually, for Devil's Tango to take if he moves straight up there, which it does appear he is going to do.
Yeah, I mean, Amumu can't really contest the Nunu anyways. Nunu wins the long ones pretty hard, and he has winning lanes in all 3.
Yeah, all 3.
So Amumu was always going to give up, especially as well because Amumu is a newer jungler, so his understanding of pathing is probably not up there just quite yet. So he'll be able to. Amumu was never really going to be able to outpath to get a scuttle crab. So
yeah, so Derpy very content though still to just sort of power farm, maybe get to that level 6 a bit closer. Curse of the Sad Mummy, obviously a huge power spike for Derpy on that champion, so he's probably thinking the sooner I can get there, the better. That said, it does mean Devil's Tango will be reaching his level 6 a bit faster as he gets the full clear plus the River Scuttles. Although, that said, actually, Devil's Tango is behind because of the fact that Devil's Tango sort of skipped a couple camps, skipped the Krugs, skipped the Raptors as well, and now is falling a bit behind on the creep score count.
Yeah, a little bit further behind, 4 CS down in total there. I mean, this Nunu is just going to get back his items, start looking for ganks. Maybe something topside with the Nunu wrapping around.
Yeah, Derpy is actually looking for a gank on Soup Time. SKT Master goes in, does not connect with the counter strike, so has to burn flash. Soup Time's already quite low, going to try and flash out as well, but with that speed boost, it should be perfectly fine. No first blood just yet, as back on the bot side, Stud did connect on Keisuke, but Leona is tanky enough as is already, so no kills across the board just yet.
It was so disappointing for Marsden. They put up the right play, but they stunned it exactly the same time. They doubled up on the CC. They couldn't actually use it effectively. And as a result, the Zilean gets to walk away there. I think the Jax there played that. Could have played that a lot better. You want the Amumu, of course, to initiate with his Q, and then you can just stand there with your counter strike and start him up. But unfortunately, he was unable to do that, and so the Zilean gets to walk away.
I almost feel the counter-strike was procced a little too late, and that's why Flash had to be burned. If he had opened with the counter-strike, by the time he had leaping strike, it would have led to the stun there. But it would have been a bit more telegraphed, but you can trust your jungler to land that bandage toss, everything would be fine. Bit of poke happening in the mid lane. Jòker actually more content to farm than look for further harass as the wave will crash.
Yeah, I mean, that's what all the Vladimir wants to do, is to survive, get his first items, and start punishing this Lux for being a Lux, I suppose. The Lux very immobile, very low HP as well, very squishy target. Once this Vladimir gets access to his Hemoplague, the Lux in the mid lane might not be very long for this world.
Maybe not, but it also, help from Devil's Tango would easily knock in that kill. That said, we're still waiting for Devil's Tango to make his name known on the map right now. Each jungler still farming as to their heart's content. VERYSTALEMEME actually getting quite aggressive, harassing Keisuke out a bit, who once again were sitting on 2 stacks on that, Targon shield. It's starting to be a little concerning. I'm worried that Keisuke is going to have a very late quest completion time at this rate.
I'd say so. I think it'd be like a 15-minute quest completion.
That's
a repeat game from me, but Zilean was wise. The old man knew what was coming. Backs away.
It also should be worth noting, though, and this could come back to hurt KG3. LeBaguetteSexy opted for the Doran's Ring start as opposed to the support item start.
Oh, wait, I just realized. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah, that's almost a big yikes situation. He's also the only character up with wards. That Sense Blade actually connecting onto LeBaguette. The choppers will go down and hold Keisuke in place as the damage, the chain CC is on Keisuke, but it might not matter as Silas was getting quite a bit of damage down just from the autos back onto LeBaguette. Meanwhile, Jax is in trouble. The time bomb's there, but it won't be enough to secure the kill. SKT will be fine for now. They're not going to go down just yet.
I feel like there's been like 4 places where first blood should have happened. It just hasn't. Obviously, Leona has her Sun Shield, so you can go down there. So much damage reduction on the W from Leona.
Yeah.
On the top side, I don't know. Maybe Zilean didn't have any cooldowns or he just misclicked, clicked back or something. Because I feel like that kill on Jax was almost a should.
It was. If you don't know where the jungler is, I suppose you don't want to risk it. If you take a look at the vision right now, it is completely warded up for Marsden on the top side of the map.
6 though. On Zilean.
I believe it was only level 5 there. SKT was only level 5 on that one time.
No, SKT was level 5, but Zilean was level 6.
So you could have gone for it with the ultimate.
Q-bomb. If Amu was there, you just ult and then you're fine.
Perhaps a bit of a misplay, not having flash as well to further that follow-up for Soup time. Probably held it back, and here comes the snowball. Rooted in place, however, Jòker should be able to walk away from this cleanly despite being on no mana. But that should mean the junglers are about to collide in the bot side of the map right now. Pings are going down, and in the end, Derpy is actually going to run for the hills. Watching it on the mini-map right there, he was not going to engage. LeBaguetteSexy was roaming up as well. No kill to be had just yet, and I'm very surprised to be 8 minutes in. No one's died. Gold advantage is actually in favor of Marsden right now.
Yeah, I mean, you can see CS leads pretty much across the board from them. Not huge CS leads, but little ones everywhere. Big difference in the jungle as well. I think that's a big difference. Not gonna lie. But I think this dude has to start invading. He's got priority in his lanes. He needs to start punishing this Amumu for being the weaker jungler overall, and really abusing Nunu's kit of that consume.
Ooh. Serious damage coming down right now from Flare onto Jòker, and no items have even been built yet, so both mid laners are yet to back.
Yeah, the Empower Transfusion is very strong from the Vladimir. Very, very strong. It's a lot of damage. No mana on Lux either, but this is why Vladimir is so strong. Perma sustains, another Empowered. Oh,
yeah, a bit of throwing back Jòker, doing what he can.
Wait, if he was Hemoplague Flash, Ties of Blood, the Lux dies.
He could go for that kill. He has the Ignite as well to help secure it.
If he just flash all Q, he dies.
Yeah, we'll see. It's interesting to see if he goes for it. That Hemoplague is up. No junglers are around though, so it would be that solo kill outplay, but I don't think Flare wants to risk it right now. Perhaps not fully understanding the champion.
That's the first kill I've seen in my life.
Hey, if you're Jòker, you ain't complaining about this though. You're surviving in lane on low health with low mana, and you're actually out farming or going relatively even with Flare at the moment. So Jòker's doing very well for himself or herself. Don't know.
I mean, I guess he's doing well for himself, but at the same time, she's got barrier, so it's not actually a solo kill. Never mind. What is Vladimir having Ignite? He does. Okay, no, she dies. Yeah. Fair enough. Depends on how well Lux can play.
I'm very impressed with how Marsden has actually worked this early game because, all their lanes are being shoved in, but they're still keeping up and in some cases leading in CS as well. So they're playing very well from this sort of situation. That's something not a lot of these high school teams have shown us they've been able to do. A lot of times it's the person who's shoving who has the big CS and gold lead. this is a good trend for Marsden. Uh-oh, could be a bit of trouble for SKT Master. The stun was there, but here comes the counter engage. Counter strike not going to go down. They're not going to look for the stun, despite the fact Derpy was there. In the end, they decide against it. I mean, you still had an ultimate from Zilean as well as Flash available, so it would have been a hard kill. Would have had to go under tower.
Yeah, I mean, in 10 minutes, you can see most of the CS is quite low. I mean, the bot lanes are doing it doing the best out of everybody on the side. But top lane CS is so low, like Zilean should be
we have a bit of action actually happening in the bot lane right now. Kasuke dropped the ultimate, was stuck in the choppers, couldn't really follow up, but it might not matter as the very stale Mimi is very, very low. Here comes the stun, is actually onto LeBaguetteSexy. This time Sylas going to step forward, try and get those attacks down, but because Kasuke is so low, the support's going to have to run with the Ignite, and the last shot from LeBaguette secures first blood. More action happening in the top lane, however, as the Giant Snowball does miss. This time, the Time Bomb is going to be put on Devil's Temple. Here he's not going to go for it. So in the end, it's only 1 kill going over to KG3, support on support, and this is why LeBaguetteSexy went for the Dorn's Ring amp tone as opposed to the support item, I suppose. I'm not sure I agree with it. Whatever, got him a kill.
They're done with talking that, but yeah, there you go. The support picking up first blood on the Doran's Ring. Doran's Ring Xerath. I definitely do not think that's got to be a mistake, surely. He just hasn't realized. He's a support main, no?
Yeah.
Or is he one of those support mains?
I think he might be. As we said before at the start of the game, LeBaguetteSexy likes his mage supports, and he really takes that mage to heart. Zap not connecting onto Sylas. Neither did the stun, but Sylas is still going to get chunked down regardless. Unfortunately, Kasuke's Zenith Blade was nowhere near connecting that time. Cutting back to the mid lane as well. Kind of more less action in the mid lane, actually. 2 full health bars, each is on focusing more on farming. But as this is all going on, Devil's Tango is trying to solo that dragon with the Vision Ward in place. No chance for Marsden to really see it unless they step forward, although it looks like Derpy is on his way there with some help from Kasuke. Devil's Tango might be caught out, but they've got to commit for this.
Yeah, I mean...
And we're going to see it. Banish Sauce does connect, as well as the ultimate from Jòker, securing the kill. Derpy is on the board for Marsden, and we have a 1-to-1 game with an Ocean Drake to nicely cap that off.
Are you sure Derpy is the new jungle?
Yes.
How sure? Because it looks like the Nunu is playing first time everything this game. First time playing League of Legends. This has been very, very surprising, the decisions he's made. I think he needs some lessons about priority and stuff like that. But, I mean... Like that was just such a very risky play. Didn't have priority in mid lane, didn't have priority in bot lane. Bot lane just recalled as well after shoving for some tower plating, so it's a bit of a miscommunication, I suppose, between his side lanes and himself.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Kelvin Grove try roll up. It actually looked like LeBaguetteSexy was making his way there at this like misses. LeBaguetteSexy was kind of roaming his way there, but I must have been called off or realized it was a futile situation. Good ultimate by Jòker there to help secure the kill. I'm not sure they would have gotten it if that ultimate did not connect. However, no, Jòker connected. Yeah, it did like half of.
I thought it was a Mimikyu.
No, that was very much Jòker connecting.
There you go.
As Vision now is going to be cleaned out by Mr.
Classic double control water bush.
Still meme. I am calling him Mimi, and that is horrible, and I'm going to get destroyed for that. It is a meme, not a Mimi, but I'm going to keep calling it Mimi just to annoy everyone at home. Here we go, Flare stepping forward, trying to get some damage down onto Jòker, who's going to try and turn it around, actually. They're getting quite low, and here comes that ultimate. Not enough for the kill, but here comes the escape attempt. Fash burned by Flare. I think he would have been fine, but that's okay. Rather play it safe than sorry.
Why didn't you use him play for heal? Whatever. His decision, my man.
Devil's Tango going to go ahead, smite red buff for himself.
Snipe that red buff.
Snipe it away.
Yeah, snipe it right now.
Snipe it down as Devil's Tango. I still want to see Devil's Tango get a bit more involved.
Has he gone for a gank this game? I don't think so, right?
No, he has not. Not a successful gank. He did try to make a play top, however, they pulled away as SKT was able to escape back under the tower.
Yeah, I mean, I do think there's some needs to get out and do stuff. He's level 7, he's behind on tempo, even though he's just been hard farming his own jungle. Hasn't really been abusing this Nunu at all, which is why it's one of those champions who it's one of the strongest junglers, but if you don't know how to play Nunu or don't know how to play jungle, you shouldn't be touching the champion. He's just so difficult to play at a perceivable level, even though he seems like a very easy to play champion. It's like Singe, right? Singe is very simple mechanically, but one of the hardest champions to play in the game.
I feel as if, though, KG3's team isn't doing him any favors, because all the lanes are constantly shoved in, so where can he really go?
Well, that's when you invade. You use your pressure to invade and you punish your movement. He just has not been doing that. He has not been using... Yeah. Like, Nunu's biggest strength was always knowing, when you play against Nunu as a jungle, you go, oh my god, all my camps are going to get stolen. He has Q and Smite, there's literally nothing.
Binding did connect, however, it looks like Flare should be able to escape.
Sanguine Pool.
Yeah, Sanguine Pool to help escape there. Nunu, though, is coming from behind right now, so this could be Devil's Tango looking to make the play. The giant snowball does miss, so it's kind of a bit more of a drive-by right there as Devil's Tango going to walk back to his own jungle. Missed opportunity for KG3.
Like a drive-by shooting when you forgot to roll down the windows. That's what that was.
Been playing some GTA.
A little bit, maybe. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, there's just nothing really happening for Cup. I mean, they've just got these shove on the waves, and they got like a little CS leads, but they haven't been abusing. Like they just picked a winning early game comp, and they just haven't abused the win conditions at all. And Marsden's been able to survive.
Yeah.
Derpy's been doing so much more as a jungler than the Nunu, sorry.
Yeah.
Nunu, sorry, they're confusing. But yeah, no, like they just haven't been able to get out and do anything. So I think Marsden's really in a good setting here to kind of move forward and try to take this game. We'll just see what happens once we get to about the 23-minute stage and see who's really far ahead of this game.
Exactly. At the moment, Gold's score is pretty much tied. As I've said, I like Marsden's late game better. You like KG3's late game better. And it feels like this game is going to go to the late game because aside from LeBaguetteSexy trying to make plays in the bot lane, we haven't seen too much going on at the moment. As Silas, ooh, good dodge right there.
Yeah, it's going to be a potentially long game, I think. I think both these sides are going to... I mean, we'll see how they play around Baron and play around stuff like that, but the fact that neither of these junglers put any priority on neutral objectives besides the Ocean Dragon was kind of leash for Marsden,
yeah,
I think could be a potentially longer game here.
But that's
very not bloody either. One kill.
Yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot more team fight, a lot more action. Very surprising. And the thing, though, about that Ocean Drake that did go down, that Marsden got, I liked how Marsden reacted as a team to it, whereas it looked like KG3 was sort of acting more as individuals. Devil's Tango went on his own to try and solo it without consulting the team, whereas Marsden moved as a team to check the dragon, found out, hey, look, Devil's Tango's there, that's a kill. The follow-up actually came from Jòker, who wasn't even in lane. That tells me they're communicating better, and that bodes well for Marsden as we move later and later into the game when communication becomes more and more important.
Yeah.
This is a good start for the red
Another
side.
huge advantage for Marsden is they actually have a support with wards. So
yes.
That's going to be very big once you move around those neutral objectives. The fact that your support actually has wards he's able to place down versus the Xerath, who has lost chapter. But, you know, maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. We'll
see how that goes. But if your support is going lost chapter, you are going to be relying on that support to do as much damage in lane as possible. Unfortunately, we haven't seen it. It's Derpy kind of looking for that gank as well, but Devil's Tango was there to stop him, so I don't think we're going to see any fights happening in that bot lane. Going back, though, to the lack of vision, this is going to be very problematic for KG3 as their entire team comp late game is based around vision and flanks. They need the vision in order to set up for the flanks in order for them to win these team fights. And if they don't have that, they're going to fall very behind.
They are, and the fact they've also not been able to get leads in these lanes, I mean, they haven't had a big enough lead where they can just kind of walk through wherever. And I think, you know, if they ever face check this Leona or this Amumu, they're just insta-dead when the Vayne's around. And I think the Vayne's going to get a lot of kills, start snowballing, get his items ahead. Going to be absolutely huge and just going to demolish the rest of Kelvin Grove. Yeah,
and that's definitely something to watch out for. Both of these AD carries are at the stage where when they back, they're going to start seeing some power spikes. We're going to start seeing those first items get bought and come through. And hopefully those teams will want to fight. As Derpy was looking for the engage, however, a good stun by LeBaguetteSexy is going to slow it down. Bandage Toss does not quite connect, but Curse of the Sad Mummy is still there. And we're going to see the flash ult. Yes, we are. This time they actually catch VERYSTALEMEME, and VERYSTALEMEME is exhausted, and down he goes. That's Silas picking up the kill. The return kill is going to be body blocked, however, by Silas as well, trying to keep Katsuki alive. But here comes Nunu. Here comes Devil's Tempo, and he's able to roll over Katsuki with that giant snowball and pick up another kill as well, as Derpy should fall, or will he? Silas doing what he can, but the ultimate will bring it down. It's a double kill for the Devil's Tango, who's going to flash away to safety, but Silas still wants it. Tumbling forward, picks up a kill for himself, and LeBaguetteSexy is all on his own, some lonesome. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 under tower and gets it done. Silas with the double kill, a little mastery flare as well. Love that style on his way out of that. That fight definitely going in favor of Marsden in the end, 3-2.
Yes, it's a great gank by Derpy coming in there, and a good counter gank as well from Devils to trying to get something back. But the fact is, this Vayne has auto attacks. Well, the other two champions have only ability to do damage from. So once the AD carry goes down there, the Jinx, they have no damage in that fight. They can't sustain it through. Vayne just able to proc those silver bolts time and time again. Takes the trade out 3-4-0 or 3-2.
And what's amazing about that as well is all 3 kills went to Silas. Yeah. Just as we're talking about, you know, this Vayne's going to start to snowball. 1, 2, 3, 3 kills for the Vayne, which is what you want.
Rage Blade and Zeal item.
Yeah, that is Rage Blade and Zeal and completed boots.
He should be going Rage Blade anyways. He should be going Rage Blade, i.e. Rage Blade. That's generally the build you see.
No, it said he actually went Blade the Rune King. So we're going to see. I'm not. Yeah,
it's old school Vayne.
It's old school Vayne. Maybe it's an old school player as SK Team Master trying to go in a bit there on.
I do like the selection of Zillion. I think it's definitely the best champion. Blood Mid Zillion It was a nice skin.
Jòker, quite low, is actually sticking around. He's able to connect with the root. Once again, though, the Sangrean Pool is able to avoid that Lux ultimate. Jòker, I think, needs to be a bit more selective with that Lux ultimate right now. As here we go, SKT Master gets the stun. That damage on the Soup Time actually forces out an ultimate, which I believe is all what SKT wants. Soup Time going to have to walk away, ulti down. That could be kill potential in the immediate future, as back in the mid lane, Jòker still sticking around on relatively low health. You can see Devil's Tango running it up lane right now. Here comes the snowball, like here comes the punish attempt, but the bind will stop him in place. Just an easy sidestep for Jòker, will keep him safe and alive.
I feel like this Vladimir needs to play a lot more aggressively. You just haven't even to punish this Lux. Lux has been making so many mistakes and overstaying, really bad back timings and bad use of cooldowns as well. This has not been punished at all by Flare.
That said, though, because of that little play in mid lane, it does lead to a Cloud Drake going over for Kelvin Grove 3. And that should keep them in a good position. Like, it's a small victory, but it's a victory they needed.
It is. It is something they need to get back on their side. They're still 1k or 500 gold down. It's still a very close game. I mean, I don't know. We've kind of seen these teams start to explode. I think this Vayne is very scary already. 3-0, of course. A little bit, I mean, it's just down in CS.
Got to be careful. Here comes the Flash stun with the counter-strike and just insta-kill. No time for Soup Time to react, so Flash will still be up as he falls. It is another kill for Marsden as they are up now, 5 kills to 3, but at the cost of the mid tower. As
why did Sheen? Why did Zilean just build a Sheen?
Oh.
Someone explain the Zilean build to me.
I think we're going to see Trinity force Zilean, or no, Lichbane. It'll be Lichbane Zilean.
Lichbane Rage Blade.
Ooh, Super Mega Death Rocket kind of tickles right now. Not a lot of death, but it was a Super Mega Rocket. But the rest of the team is there. Here comes the snowball. The target is Derby, who is not able to sidestep in time. This should be a kill. Curse of the Sad Mummy is going to come down. Keep him alive for a little bit. SK team member 1 actually gets the counter-strike stun on to Flare, and Flare is getting dangerously low. Derby should still fall. The Ignite was placed on him, and the kill will go to Flare. So KG3 gets a Dragon, gets a mid tower, and gets a kill as well. The mid tower is quite low. It's all up to VERYSTALEMEME to try and defend it, and he's starting to push him back, but it is still 3 strong for Marsden, so they will be able to get the tower and then walk away.
Yeah, I mean, I did like that play a lot. I think Dirty's really been playing quite well. Obviously, he did get caught out there, or not caught out, but got like pulled back by the counter gank. I think they definitely should have pushed up because they know everyone's missing. But that's still a very well played for him. He, did everything he could to get out of that without burning key cooldowns. I mean, he didn't have flash anyway, so he couldn't have burned it. But I think if he had flash, he would have definitely escaped from that situation, which means he was playing that perfectly. He has to get the land advantage, just to get the distance. The Curse of the Sad Money, of course, to root everyone in place. Very well played from him entirely, and I've been very impressed at how his jungler's gone versus someone like Devils, who's supposed to be the better player. Yeah,
Devils has struggled a bit, but that said, Devils has become more and more relevant as this game has gone on. Cinderhulk completed now for both junglers. Boots versus, the start of what looks to be an Abyssal Mask for Derpy. So Derpy is still ahead, but Devil's Tango is starting to, get a bit more aggressive, starting to make those plays, and we've seen the effectiveness of the Amumu in sort of these skirmishy situations in that last fight. So Devil's Tango very much in a good position now compared to, let's say, 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, the Cinderhulk's completed. I don't know if it's going to be very interesting. I mean, we have seen some peculiar item builds, such as the Luden's Rush Xerath.
Yes.
So it'd be interesting to see in the PD second Vayne as well. So I'm excited to see how they execute these.
It's a lot of damage.
Different picks and builds.
It's a lot of damage on the side of KG3 with the Luden's Echo, with the Sheen on Soup Time. Like, it's unusual, but it's still going to hurt. Like, just because something is off meta doesn't mean you can downplay it too much, because if you sort of undervalue...
If you're going to go full damage, where's that AP Nunu? Well, surely you got AP Nunu.
You need some tank.
No.
You need some tank.
You got Seraphs, that's tank.
Yeah, I mean, he could have done it, but I prefer the hard tank Nunu. I feel like Devil's Tango is going to do enough damage as is.
Vladimir's building, huh? Vladimir's tank.
Yeah. I mean, hey, two members on the front line. That's what you want. As we are continuing, actually, I really like how KG3 is starting to really get a push in. They're starting to get the deeper wards in as well. As you take a look more towards the top and at the Raptor camp, they do have wards down. Good bind, however, by Jòker, able to keep himself alive. The ultimate will not connect as Derby was tasked to force VERYSTALEMEME back. It doesn't matter, they're going for the snipe, and the Super Mega Death Rocket does connect, but we're not done yet. Zenblade on to Vladimir, might have him in trouble as Derby and Silas are just going to run down LeBaguetteSexy. That's a double kill for the Vayne. Both Jinx and Xerath going down, and Marsden getting a nice 2-for-1 trade in their advantage. They are back up in this game, and what can they get off of this fight? It looks like they're going to get Dragon Control.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they get too much. I mean Vayne doesn't have Rage Blade, so you can't threaten Baron at 24 minutes. Dragon's also not up either, and it's not a great Drak either, so it's not even that bad of getting away. It's more just the kill value, I guess, getting 2 kills. Shutting that Jinx down is potentially saving your tier 2 tower as well. And then definitely overstep though without vision, of course. Yeah. Oh, you got the stop item.
Ooh.
Oh,
he actually did it. SKT actually doing quite a bit of damage, chasing Flare through the Sanguine pool. Was able to get a lot done, but Flare will be able to walk away from this one.
I mean, Flare should win that one.
But this game so far is going exactly the way Marsden wants to, because they play through their bot lane. Yeah. Their bot lane is their strong suit, and once again, it looks to be, you know, where Marsden's focusing their gold and focusing their attention. 5-0 Vayne, 25 minutes in, is exactly where Marsden wants to be.
Yeah, exactly. This Vayne is going to be very scary, and if she can build that IE and that Rage Blade, she's going to be almost unstoppable here. So it's a ticking time bomb, really, for Marsden. I mean, this Jinx has got IE plus Hurricane, so she's doing
here we go. SKT
well.
could be in a bit of trouble. It's a 3-man jump attack from Kelvin Grove. SKT, how will he get out of this one? The counter-strike is there. Will he get the stun down on VERYSTALEMEME? He does, but there's not enough damage to get that kill. VERYSTALEMEME picking up one for himself. Unfortunately, the rest of Marsden unable to capitalize on 3 men strong for KG on the bot side of the map, as Derpy, you can see, he's clearing wards for Baron, so that's all right. But it will cost them an Ocean Drake. KG3 picking up their 2nd dragon of the game.
Yeah, getting another Ocean Drake stalls as we have some technical difficulties.
Some technical difficulties. We are back, and we are back in time to watch the snowball run it down. The mid lane Jòker is standing on his own, connects with the bind, but he might be in a little too deep. If the stun connects, Jòker will fall. The stun does connect, but here comes the Baron shots for the counter engage. Curse of Sand Money is not enough to save Jòker. Flare picks up that 1 kill, but we're not done yet. Derpy takes down Soup Time as the rest of Marsden in that front line is just getting disintegrated by VERYSTALEMEME. Kills going down left, right, and center. Marsden is only 1 Silas left. They're not going to be able to get that last kill, but in the end, it is 3 for 1 in favor of Kelvin Grove. Silas has to back out and give away this tower. There he goes. Okay, he finally walks away. So KG3 will be picking up that tower. Not much Mr. SKT can do either. Huge advantage for KG3 at the end of that one.
I mean, that is a result of, like, I guess, item build, I suppose. Like, a lot of damage you say coming out from this Kelvin Grove comp.
And we're not done yet. SKT is trying to 1v3, put the team on my back, he says, but he doesn't want to full commit. Just happy to get the stun down.
He's got Gunblade.
Yes, he does have Gunblade.
He does. The Jax says Gunblade. Odd, peculiar, whatever. I'll ignore it. I'll move on. I mean, I expect that Vayne, the no rage, that means those Silver Bolts take so much longer to stack up. I mean, she's not able to damage through these tanks. You see, she's hitting the Nunu and nothing's really getting done there. She's not able to shred this front line down just yet. But surely when the items come in, I think later the Vayne will do a lot more damage. Looks like she's going to IE next as well. But this Jinx with the AoE rockets and Infinity Edge does so much damage.
Yeah, Jinx. And with the Runons now as well, we'll be doing all that damage to pretty much everyone in the team fights. If VERYSTALEMEME can stay in the backline again, not really be focused and just allowed to auto, they are going to shred this front line. Like Derpy went magic resist heavy, so he's not going to be able to tank VERYSTALEMEME. Yeah, Keisuke has built like Chain Vest and has a locket, but that's not going to do too much for too long, unfortunately, as soon as the W shield does go down. Very dangerous situation for Marsden. They need to shut down VERYSTALEMEME first and foremost in every single one of these fights. And it should be doable. There's not a lot of appeal for the Jinx.
Especially when the Jinx does get her Bloodthirster as well. She's going to be very hard to kill. Oh, she's got a fair bit of
pitch. This could be interesting. VERYSTALEMEME could be in trouble. As SKT member stopped in his tracks, but it doesn't matter because Leona is there. Down goes the Jinx. That's what I said. They have to catch her out. They have the CC to do it, and LeBaguetteSexy should be the next to fall. Zenith Blade follow-up is there, and it will be a double kill for the SKT team master.
I mean, once this Jax picks up that Spear of Sojin or the Trinity Force, since he's gone for the...
Ooh, we're not quite done yet. Jòker and Devil's Tango kind of
saying hello.
Saying hello, poking at each other.
Saying you build a snowman, and the Luck said no, so they kind of just
Jòker kind of waving goodbye at the end there.
I think Jòker was keen for a slumber party. Saw the slumbers, let's build a snowman, and she went, no, I don't want to build a snowman with you. And they kind of just went,
that's kind of...
All right, then, I'll go my way. We'll go, have a good time.
Yeah, well, Nunu still wants to build that snowball, throwing it right back, actually connecting onto Jòker that time, but no team follow-up is there because VERYSTALEMEME and LeBaguetteSexy are each still down, so KG3 couldn't really follow up with that. Marsden should be looking to siege, try and get some damage on the tower. Nope, they're going to rotate for Baron instead. The pings have gone down. This could be the first major team fight of this game should KG3 look to react. Oh, here they go. Snowball's actually going straight for Jòker, but again, they're not going to commit to it. And... nor did Marsden actually commit to the Baron. They were just content to get the vision down. So each team looking to possibly reset, or are we going to play some ARAM?
I think that's what ARAM coming. Except not random, just AM.
Yeah, well, we have some all mid coming down right now. Actually, if you take a look at the minimap, Derpy almost got caught out there by Mr. LeBaguetteSexy, and here we go. Who did get caught out? It was the Leona. Keisuke is in a lot of trouble. Tries to send the blade to safety. He is unable to connect it. Down he goes. VERYSTALEMEME picking up yet another kill as the rest of Marsden has to run away. Good snipe there by KG3, able to take down the support. The key form of initiation so far this game by Marsden as well, which means KG3 should be able to siege relatively safely at this stage, or they could rotate for Baron now themselves.
Take Baron. It's 30 minutes. You can pretty much take it down with the Jinx. You got our items completed. She does a lot of damage. You got a Vladimir, you've got a Zillion.
Yeah, but there's the half-health Jòker right there, and that kill might be too juicy to pass up. The damage from LeBaguette is going to force Jòker back.
Arcane Ray? No.
No. And meanwhile, on the top side, Supetime was actually shoving that wave right into the tower. I really want to see KG3 rotate for Baron now, and it looks like they may have that idea, as both VERYSTALEMEME and LeBaguette were going that way, but in the end they're going to go for the pick instead. This time the target is Derpy. It forces out a flash, but they're not going to be able to follow it up. Content to steal the red buff instead. Supetime going to stay top as well.
Yeah, there's no armor on the Amumu. He's gone for a Haunting Guide, which means he wants to go into the laundry, later, which is a bit more AP Grenade Amumu. Wait, has he got Cinderhulk or am I?
He has Cinderhulk.
Sure?
Yep, that is Cinderhulk.
Oh, it is green.
That is Cinderhulk.
Sorry, I'm monster. This was a little blue there for a second.
No, it is Cinderhulk Amumu. I'm not sure I agree with the AP bomb. I would have liked him to go harder tank because they need that initiation to survive.
The Jinx is very scary. The Jinx it was either going to be this Jinx or this Vayne who runs through either team. I thought it was going to be a Vayne for minute 5-0 right now, but team fight just hasn't been as good from the Vayne. The positioning hasn't been there.
SKT Team Master has his I sent a LeBaguetteSexy, but is he in too deep? The answer might be no, because LeBaguette has to flash. The chase is still on, and there is the leaping strike to secure the kill for SKT Team 1 Master. FlareLG on the run right now, but another leaping strike secures a double kill for Mr. SKT Team Master, and that's 2 kills on the side of Marsden. Are they going to look for Baron now? We're seeing pings actually going to the top side, where Supetime has been able to sort of split push on this Zillion. While the rest of Marsden is going to continue to try and seize the mid lane. Not much Devil's Tango can do against 4. The Super Mega Death Rocket kind of poking at Kasuke, who actually they're going to try and turn and kill Devil's Tango, but the damage finally is going to come through. A flash is not enough to save him. That's Silas picking up the 6th kill of the game for himself. More damage onto this tower. It should fall, but Kasuke is quite low. Tower does secure the kill, actually giving it over to the Jinx. VERYSTALEMEME picking up that one. However, VERYSTALEMEME did fall on the backside as well. So in the end, Marsden gets the kill the ADC, but at the cost of their support. I think that's a win. And now, finally, we are going to see a Baron.
Triforce Jax, baby. Here he is. He's got his item completed. Should have done it first, but hey, doesn't matter when it comes in. When it comes in hard, and that Jax just ran through the entire team. Such a strong champion now. Once he completes that Spear of Shojin, this champion will be nigh unstoppable. Enables a split push, great team fighter as well. Vayne's super strong now as well, going to pick up that IE on his back. Hopefully, please, will go by a Rage Blade, and it's going to be pretty much...
Did you say Bloodthirster?
She went for Bloodthirster.
Did you say Bloodthirster? Because I see a Bloodthirster.
She went for Bloodthirster.
She's changing.
No, she made it. Okay, good.
She changed the Infinity Edge. All right.
That means she's going to go for Bloodthirster next, which I'm not a fan of. Get a Rage Blade. It's like essential with your champion, and with your Bork as well. Please. Please buy a Rage Blade, god damn it.
I think still the most important thing to take away from everything that we just saw, Marsden has the Baron. It's time for them to start pushing. They haven't gotten many towers yet. In fact, tier 1 towers still available in the top and the bot side of the map. So far, KG3 has been really pushing these lanes to the full extent. I think now Marsden should be able to start to push it back in their favor. They've already got the deep wards. Let's see them look for that play.
Yes, let's see them look for it. See if they can find it. Let's see. Marsden, I don't know, this game is... they got the carries that are super fed. Jinx is also pretty fed.
Yeah, they want to fight right now.
Vladimir is a strong champion as well. No Abaddon's yet though. I mean, he's building it now, of course. That's why he's got that second year.
Like Jax finished the Ginsu's Rage Blade 3rd. So okay.
Jax is one of those champions. Doesn't matter what you're building because he scales with everything. He does a ridiculous amount of damage. So Jax can build whatever he wants.
I think you split push this right now, right?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can run at them team fight. You can split push. Generally, you want to split push because you need at least 3 members to match him at this point. Sorry, you need at least 3 members to match him at this point.
Oh, here we go. Jòker trying to get a poke. Yeah, Marsden has actually yet to cross the river since getting the Baron, and I'm kind of shocked by that. Unfortunately, they can't do much now with Silas actually back yet again.
If Jax goes bot, he'll just end the game. If he just goes side lane and pushes, he'll just end the game. Like, no one will be able, like, they need to send Vladimir, Jinx, and then probably Zillion as well.
And they don't want to play this mid sort of ARAM-y game right now because LeBaguetteSexy has been on point with his poke and harass. So the longer they play this game, the lower Marsden's health bars are going to get. And this is very much not what Marsden wants to do. They want to get their lanes pushing right now. They have Baron. Or at least do something crazy aggressive, but they can't sort of play this waiting game. This waiting game is very, very beneficial for KG3.
I don't know. I feel like their late Masters late game.
Oh, here we go. Finally, here comes that engage. The Zenblade did connect, and the follow-up is there. The target, though, might not be the correct one. They do bring down Devil's Tango. Curse of the Sad Money helping linking that down, but in the end, Kasuke falls to the Hemo Plague, doing so much damage. It might not matter, though, because VERYSTALEMEME has fallen as well, so it is a 4v3 in Marsden's favor. The next target is Flare, but Flare is able to kite back and stay alive, so in the end, it's only a 2-for-1.
Damn, Vladimir played that fight. I mean, he got in perfect with the flank, got the perfect Hemo Plague, and then didn't put damage on it. If you don't know how Hemo Plague works, it does more damage based on the damage you do while the ultimates are back. It's kind of like a death mark from Zed, except the AP version. And he just had a
oh, here we go. Derby going in after Flare, and they actually secure the kill. Derby will fall for it, but it's another kill for Sylas. As LeBaguetteSexy trying to arrange that, like, mortar missiles from Mr. Xerath himself, but unfortunately unable to bring down Sylas. So another kill aside for each. Marsden can't seem to push and win these teamfights without losing members.
I feel like they just played it poorly. They haven't, used their wing. Like, they just put Jackson on the sideline. He's so huge. You need at least 3 people to deal with him, probably 4. We need all 5 members to come and deal with him, and at that point, the vein just runs through. You've got 2 fed members. 2 extremely fed members, put one top, put the other one bot with a team behind them, and then just run at them, and you just win the game. It's that simple.
Yeah, I mean, they've already proven that they can survive the flank from KG3, which is the biggest threat to their team composition. And they do that just by being that much of a threat. I feel like, the Hemo Plague was down in the right position, but KG3 was too afraid to further commit to it just because of how far behind they may feel that they are due to looking at the scoreboard. You see 9-0-3 Sylas, you see 6-1 SKT team member Master. It's not a good situation for KG3. They've got to adjust their mental a bit and actually sort of more commit to the flank when it goes down. Listen to the shot calling, follow Flare, you can win these fights still. That said, each of these teams seem to be hesitating, and as I say that, a little bit of action. Devil's Tango could be in a bit of trouble, kind of shooting the snowballs the wrong way, but does get the safety of his team. SKT team member will be able to walk away. Jòker chunked down quite low as well. I believe he ran into a VERYSTALEMEME, and it did a lot of damage to himself. Not a fun interaction at all. And in the end, no one will go down. SKT team master, good dodge right there. But no, again, here comes that poke. Health bar is getting quite low. Jòker and SKT down to half. This could be an opportunity for KG3, but instead they're going to send Soup Time up top. Possibly look for the split push, or I'm not sure where Soup Time's going, actually. He's kind of running laps.
I don't really know. We're just waiting for someone to do something. You're kind of just sitting in mid, shoving this wave. Side lanes don't exist.
Oh, well, it looked like actually that Derby was trying to be a little sneaky, cheeky, get that vision down.
Sneaky cheeky.
Sneaky cheeky. Oh, sneaky cheeky flash as well. Dodging the zap. Can this Amumu get away? The answer is no. The bandage tossed into LeBaguetteSexy. Curse and Sad goes down, but the damage from Jòker actually turns around. They get a kill. It's 1-for-1, and the rest of Marsden is here. Flare has to drop a heal to try and stay alive, but he's not going to be able to survive. But here comes VERYSTALEMEME. Triple kill. Actually, Flare does survive.
That's the game. They win.
Yeah, Kelvin Grove. VERYSTALEMEME just
end the game.
They're going to get that Elder Dragon.
Why are they not ending the game?
VERYSTALEMEME's damage was huge in that fight.
End the game. What are you doing? End the game. Yeah, they didn't have Jax with them there, Marsden, which is why they lost so hard. They only had one of their fed members, and their other fed member was not applying pressure. As a result, they didn't play it enough. Elder Dragon going over now to Kelvin Grove. But they could have just ended the game. I mean, there's still 30 seconds. They can still potentially
I think they're going to...
SKT can hold, though.
It's going to be tough for SKT to hold, although Soup Time should go down. That ultimate will delay the inevitable. Will the rest of the team kind of move up to help him? The answer is no. The stun does fall down onto SKT, but the leaping strike, nope. It looks like Soup Time's going to escape, and they will get an inhibitor as well. Kelvin Grove. Yeah, they can keep
end the game.
They can get one more team fight and look to end it all, but instead they're going to back it off.
Go Baron. Surely you go Baron here. Surely you go Baron.
Yeah, Baron is up in 3 seconds. They can easily rotate to the Baron, but instead they're going to opt not to.
My eyes, they bleed. They could, I mean, they're 50-second death timers. They could have just ran it straight down mid. They don't need the Elder Dragon. It doesn't enable their win condition at all. Their win condition is win the team fight, win the game. And they won the team fight, but they did not win the game. They wanted to play more. They want to play. They're having a bit more fun. So they're going to do, maybe reposition, look to get this Baron, and maybe finally finish off Marsden. But it could go either way now. The Jax is back up. The Jax is going to start pushing that lane out. It's going to get that Seraph's Gauge. Once he gets that, he'll be definitely unkillable. I mean, he already is pretty much unkillable. Chuck a GA on top of that, chuck a no Spirit Trojan, but whatever, that's not my problem. Could potentially see how he goes in that big old matchup, but I mean, it's just, I don't know which way this game's gonna go. Both these teams have very ample ways to win the game. It just depends who's actually going to execute.
Exactly that, as SKT thinks he's caught Flare out, but the rest of KG3 is there, should be able to push him away. Derby still might look for the gauge, it definitely does not connect either, so Marsden will have to back off. This is a tricky situation for Marsden right now, because their inhibitor is down, which should enable KG3 access to Baron control, which they have, and they have the wards there. And if Marsden has to stop it, they have to go in blind, and this is what you risk by going in blind. SKT is quite low, if he falls, this could be the end of Marsden, and down he goes, the snipe by LeBaguetteSexy is going to blow this one open. Flare is on the hunt, Kasuke was the target, the bandage shots connects, here comes the return. Ultimate, down goes Flare, but here comes VERYSTALEMEME on the back line. It doesn't matter, he gets a 2 kills, I believe, but Silas is still alive as well. Both ADCs, actually no, VERYSTALEMEME did fall to Silas, and now Silas once more. LeBaguette is on the run, has to force the flash away, and in the end, it is Marsden's ADC who stands tall. Silas kind of pulling away. It's a 3 for 3 at the end of the day, but it looked as if VERYSTALEMEME went in a bit too deep, and Silas was able to, you know, start popping off on this vein, picked up a couple kills for himself, and they stay alive.
I mean, VERYSTALEMEME was flanking and Vladimir was playing front to back. I think if those two characters switched around, that fight is a wipe for Kelvin Grove, and they do end the game there. But unfortunately not. Zillion's TP'd bot, so no TP on the Zillion anymore for that Baron play. He's got his Witch Bait completed. He's got his
Jòker actually doing quite a bit of damage. One more auto should do it. Cheeky stopwatch, but it's not enough really to turn anything around. The final Lux Q secures that kill. Marsden with another one. But again, they're so deep in, like, they haven't made any movements forward yet. All the wards, as you can see, is deep in Marsden's jungle. Nothing around the Baron pit, and with Super Minion still running it down mid lane. Marsden is still very much on their back foot.
I mean, I think this is definitely what you started coming back to. The very first broadcast we had is when you said, all this tournament is going to come down to is which team knows how to end and who can actually execute the strategy. Both teams ample chances to win, ample ways to win the game. Neither have executed effectively, and as a result, it's just sitting in this limbo where we're going to just go back and forth for hours and hours on end, and eventually the game will stop, but you never know.
Yeah, I mean, eventually one of these teams will win. That is the rule of games.
I hope so.
You have a winner and a loser. And I believe it will come down to who sort of wins the major neutral objective fight.
There's no such thing as winners and losers. You have people who
Jòker could be caught out. Nope, they're not going to commit on the Jòker. Zap does not connect. I thought Jòker was caught out. KG3 could have committed on that. Instead, they decided to play it safe.
Yes, played very safe, relax. Sit back, chill, just keep waiting. It's fine. The game's still going away. You've still got your Gathering Storms ticking up. No Rage Blade built on Vayne. Interesting, but it is what it is. I mean, I don't know, the item builds are just all over the shop, to be honest. More MR being stacked onto the Amumu.
Yep, as instead we are looking to move towards the Baron pit instead. Again, Vision sort of cleared and then secured. KG3 not wanting to do it, but this could be a pick. Jòker may have caught LeBaguetteSexy. Has to use the Hourglass to stay alive. No further up damages there as the rest of KG3 has arrived. Here comes Devil's Tango with a snowball. Not going to go in for it. And so in the end, no action just yet. We're still sort of playing that game of who can get the better initiation, who can get that better team fight start, as both Marsden and KG3 think that is the way to win this one.
Yeah, both these teams think they're just going to sit around mid, shove it in.
SKT looking for the flank. But he's sitting on the ward. He may be caught out. SKT already down to half. The Zillion bombs are there, but the stun isn't. It might not matter, though. Sanguine Pool is going to try and slow down SKT member. And there goes the kill, secured by Mr. Flare. And they want more. VERYSTALEMEME in the front line, doing so much damage to Jòker. Forces out the Zonia's Hourglass, but the choppers will hold Jòker in place. Down he goes. That's 2 down for Marsden. As Flare goes into the backline, the Hemo Plague not quite doing enough damage there. So Silas is still sitting very healthy. The question is, can Marsden turn around? A flash to avoid that snowball. Derby is able to get away. They're not going to push this lead.
Take inhib.
Are they going to go for Baron? Yeah, they got to go for Baron. They have to go for Baron right now. If they're not going to end, take Baron.
I'm calling it. I mean, he's going to seal and then Vayne's going to wipe and they're going to back and then no one's going to end the game.
No, this should be a free Baron. I don't think Marsden is going to be willing to risk sending 3 people in there, because if they don't get the Baron still, they lose the game. They're going to be contented to try and turtle it out.
I feel like if they give Baron, they lose the game as well. But then again, that hasn't really been the story of the day so far.
No,
so
KG3 has just been unable really to get past Jòker's.
I mean, this game 100% should have been Marsden's. Marsden was so far ahead, they were so able to win the game, and then they just didn't, push their lead. They had the Jax and the Jax and Vayne, who were ridiculously far ahead, and they just didn't use either. Jax built the wrong items, Vayne built the wrong items. You didn't hit your power spikes when you could have, and you didn't end the game. But they were still strong enough even with the wrong items to win the game, but they just didn't play the macro right. I don't know what they're doing.
You know what? They're doing their very best right now. They're having fun, and that is the purpose of this tournament. We're here to have fun.
This is their second Elder Dragon, though, so if they don't end the game now, I'll be interesting.
I'll be interested to see how they do,
Because
but they have Baron
this Elder
and
now
Elder
lasts
Dragon.
for 4.5 minutes. It's, what, 4 times all the regular dragon buffs. They've technically got 6 ocean dragons, what, 5 clouds, and then 4 of every other drake. So if they're very scary right now. They'll be unable to be beaten in their team fight unless they horribly misplay.
Yeah, this is
They
very,
should just
very
walk through
strong
and end the
situation for
game.
KG3, and they almost committed to that snowball on 3 members of Marsden. Instead, their focus is rightly so on the inhibitor. The inhibitor goes down. Will they take more, or will they rotate top? You can take a look. Soup Time has been able to push that wave there.
They just get excited into a fight, and they just want to take the game.
Yeah, exactly. They want to force the fight. They have the damage. They have the minions.
Excited? You still excited?
Yeah, very
There's no
still
hitting
mean.
champions?
And here we go. She's looking to go. Nope. Backing away. Kasuke was potentially out of position. There's one rocket connecting. Kasuke actually taking quite a bit, but not enough to warrant an all-in just yet. Minions are crashing into the Nexus towers. Will we see the commit? Will Marsden go for that desperation play? Derby is looking for the advance shots. 2 roofs go down. The ultimate is there, but all it hits are Zonias. Meanwhile, Derby kind of standing on his zone. He's getting chunked quite a bit. The Curse of the Sad Mummy needs to come down and only connects with 2 and not the back line. As they are going for LeBaguetteSexy, he's doing what he can from the back, but in the end, this very still meme is running rampant over Marsden. 3 go down. They get to her. They force the GA because Silas is still alive. He should
Why
be
is
able to
Zillion
try and get the
running
pin. No, he stays within auto range, and unfortunately, that means Fairy Tail Meme is going to get that kill. The SKT Team Master survives on no health, but he cannot 1v2 to save the game. KG3 should win, or can they? Here comes SKT.
Yeah,
The answer is no. It is done. KG3 are your winners.
And KG3 finally take down the Nexus, explodes down Marsden. Unfortunately going down there in a very tight contest between those 2 teams. Max recovering from that insane casting and then some breast.
Yeah.
I'll take over. I mean, that game went long game, 42 minutes I think it was before they finally ended the game. Look, KG, they drafted a great early game comp. They didn't play to it. They didn't get those huge leads in their side lanes that they should have, especially the Zillion. Said even with the Jax, which means when the Jax set his items, he's going to obviously get a lot stronger. I think there was a big difference in the jungle there as well. I think Derpy, especially early on, played quite well.
Yes.
For KG, against KG, and I think like the game was 100% in Marsden's court, but their biggest issue is they just didn't know how to execute and how to cleanly end a game through macro.
Yeah.
Through using, I think both teams forgot there's such thing as side lanes.
Well,
They're like,
Soupy Time was
it's
side lane.
35 minutes in the game. Oh, there's only 1 lane now. 30 minutes. I just go.
Subi Time was the only character who was paying attention to side lanes.
Yeah, and
on the
he was
Zillion.
a Zillion,
And he was a Zillion.
I mean, he had ZZ, right?
He did.
On Zillion.
But he was playing the sideline. And that's sort of what won the game for KG3, was the fact that they always had the side lanes pushing thanks to the Zillion. And it was really unfortunate for Marsden.
I wouldn't say this. They won the game because they just won the team fights eventually. The Jinx was able to get more damage down because the Amumi didn't have the armor build up, and they just kind of just ran through them.
I guess,
by
but
the end of the
if
game.
you look back at the team, even when Marsden was ahead,
it definitely helped.
they were still playing on their side of the map because of the side lanes that Zillion was doing. Like Marsden never had a foothold against KG3, and that's because of the Zillion.
I mean, I agree for sure, but the Zillion in the side lane wasn't I mean, it definitely helped them not lose the game, but I don't think it contributed to them winning the game per se. I know it sounds weird, they don't not to lose, but to win. But no, I definitely see your point. I do agree. It's 100% the way to go. But I think just the biggest Marsden, they had 2 super fed carries. The Jax and the Vayne was so fed, and they just sat there. Jax kind of just sat in the jungle and did nothing.
Well, every single time SKT Master did go to one of the side lanes, I did notice that KG3 would collapse on him. Every single time. Like, we saw it happen a couple times in the bot lane when he would try and start getting the side lane going, but then there'd be 3 members of KG3
I don't think it happened
strong.
until he got later. I mean, he didn't have his cooldowns either. Like, he had the wrong items built to kind of utilize that effectively. If he had his Spirit Shojin, if he had his Sterix Gauge built earlier, the T-Mat as well, he would have just shredded through everybody and there was nothing they could do, especially with that Titanic Hydra, giving him the % health lifesteal and stuff like that. He would just be unkillable. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case for him or his side, and they did eventually go down. And I think it was just a very long, drawn-out game. They got the neutral objectives, KG. They decided to finally go for it.
Oh, here we go. Yep, here's one of the cases I'm talking about, where SKT trying to get the side lane going, but just gets jumped on. And unfortunately, if you take a look at the rest of the red side, they're just not in really position to capitalize on the fact that KG3 was 3 men strong.
They need to split 4-1 bot top. They need to go bot top, force objective if they come for the Jax. I mean, even though the Jax is level 14, that's when he didn't have his... I don't think he had Triforce, or maybe he just completed Triforce, so he was still quite weak at that stage of the game. I don't know, like this would have been, what, 32? No, it's like 28 minutes.
It was about 28 minutes.
Yeah.
The other thing to note, though, is oh, here we go, Jòker getting caught out, but then Yori with the counter engage, Curse of Mummy hits with 4. The Hemo Plague, though, from the Vlad was actually able to do quite a lot in turning around. Yeah, they could have won it.
Yeah, this is what they should have just ended the game. Yeah. Oh, maybe not. I can't remember. Anyways, this is just like one of those fights where it's just like KG just, Marsden being unable to actually know what win in the game and how to play it correctly. It's that lack of knowledge in the macro. But you know, we do have a 2-week break.
3 weeks
coming up. We do.
So 3-week break. Yeah, we're not back until the 30th.
So the 30th of April is when we'll be back on broadcast, which is perfect time for all these teams to kind of go back, watch these VODs and stuff like that, and kind of have a quick, like review of what they can do and how they can improve. Surely.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, the holidays is free time. It's a perfect time for your team to get together and start practicing while you've got no school, while you've can sort of take a break during your assignments you need to do for term 2. So we have I think definitely advisable you can just relax. Yeah, I think this isn't gaming. This is still kind of same time period.
Yep.
I mean, this is like just Jax. I don't know what highlight this is actually.
Yeah. Look here, so we jumped into this one a little early. Here we go. SKT1 going after LeBaguetteSexy, able to catch 2 of them with the stun. The follow-up from the Lux Ultimate didn't quite connect, but it didn't matter because SKT Team Master was able to just start running people down. Help from Sylas as well. Kaboom. Double kill for SKT Master right there. Although you could argue Sylas did more damage.
I mean, Jack should just stay with the team. He walked top here.
He tried to respond to Soupy time.
I mean, they could everybody here anyways, but the Jackson needed to stay mid, and they would have just shoved this tower like something.
Devil's Tempo stepping up a bit too deep into 4 of them, goes down as well. And you would think that's where momentum would go back to Marsden.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, they couldn't do much with it. And I'm not sure if it was, nerves, fear to commit to.
I think it's just lack of knowledge. I think it's just lack of not playing the game enough, not understanding how to win. It is definitely one of the hardest things you find. And this is why game times get shorter and shorter as you get higher elo. Average game time in bronze is 43 minutes. Average game time in challenge is like 28. It's just simply because you play the game more, you know, and end the game. This is the final
this
big
is the
team
game
fight. I mean, at this point of the game, like once they had a huge lead, they had the Infernal Dragons as well, so there wasn't really anything that the KG could do to stop them. Not KG, sorry. Marsden could really do to stop KG with this Elder and Baron. They kind of had to play slow, and they did, and they just ended the game. There's not really much else to kind of say about this replay.
I mean, I think what's important to note was with that one, well, we're not going to go into the crux of the team fight right there. Marsden finally did get to the Mimi.
Yeah.
Let me. They finally got to the Jinx, essentially. But they were unfortunately kind of stayed too close while that GA came up and on too low health. And Sylas, maybe he was hoping, to pin him to the wall.
But
I
don't know. There's a lot of things that could happen. A lot of things that could have gone differently, especially towards the end. But I feel like at that point, there was a lot more mistakes before that point that you could point to before you go into that deep of micro. If you go into that depth of micro, you have a great game, and that's what you want to see if you're worrying about those kind of issues. I think there's larger things at the moment. But
KG3 undefeated.
KG3 are undefeated.
Undefeated, 3-0 right now, and that will help solidify themselves to stay in the top 4. I believe so. They're going to stay in the top 4 still. They might move up to 3rd actually, depending on how the other matches go. So that's a very, very big win for KG3.
I think definitely for them, if they are moving up, as we see the Labour coming up now, they'll be up in the top, well, tied 4th, I suppose. But I think once they move up and more, they'll be up at those top, sort of 3 teams: Canterbury, Somerset, and St Paul's Cathedral College, I believe. Cleaver College. That's
it's
right.
Cleaver.
It's
the Colours, the team from our very first week.
The Colours, the very first week, who are undefeated still. But I think if Kelvin Grove are going to move up into that bracket. Once Kelvin, we'll move over here as well. Once Kelvin Grove move up into that bracket of those top 2 teams, it means they're going to really their games. So I think there's a lot of things that I've seen today that they could definitely improve on, and hopefully over the holidays they can get that break and start moving towards it. You see, a lot of teams tied on 2 wins there. But that does bring us, unfortunately, to the end of our broadcast. We will be back, as I said, on the 30th of April. I'd like to thank all of you for tuning in as we're going to shuffle
right on back to where we're supposed to be.
We'd like to thank UQ, of course, for providing this broadcast studio. And, of course, we'll be I know for sure I'll be putting up some videos and stuff like that on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check it out over the break. Cheeky plug, it's just replays on YouTube.
Yeah, okay, go ahead, check them out.
And I'll be doing some videos and stuff like that, giving you quick tutorials and coaching videos over my little holiday break as well. So if you're looking to improve, look at that stuff. I think biggest things when you're especially going to improve is play a lot of solo queue. Solo queue is really important. Stay dedicated, 1 to 3 champions. Make sure you're really dedicated to improving, and you play a lot of games and you play with the mindset not to win or not to get another quick blackout on the stream. But yeah, anything else? What other tips can you have for improving?
Again,
like
play with your team, communicate. Say what you want to do. Like, plan a minute or two ahead. Be like, okay, what is the state of the game right now? What objective do we want? How can we get that objective? And communicate with the team, all right, in order to do this, I'm going to start pushing my lane. Can the junglers play around in my area in case their jungler shows up? Things like that. Start thinking, okay, what do we need to do? How can we do it? Let the team know what you're doing to work towards it, and then the team can sort of play around you, and so you can play better around the team.
Yeah, so like kind of knowing what can win you the game and how you play towards your winning conditions. Identify, even practice drafts and say, this is a champion we like to play. What does this champion do and how does it make you win the game? Exactly. If it's, say, something like Nocturne, like how does Nocturne win your game, right? Global pressure, disrupting team fights, enables a 1-3-1 or 1-4 kind of comp. That's how that champion wins the game, and every champion has their individual strengths and weaknesses. And once you can kind of understand that, especially if you're one of the players who's played a lot of games on 1 to 2 or 3 champions, you do understand that, and that helps you win the game. So you don't get games where you're, kind of sitting in mid lane like this and waiting and not sure how to do, and you can be a lot more decisive and finish these games much quicker. Yes, and with that as well, it is time to say goodbye. It's going to be a long goodbye, but not one forever. We will be back in 3 weeks. Thank you all for joining us. I am Max von Neumann, formal somewhere in there if you want to put it in there. And I was Mitch, Replays NS, and we thank you guys for joining us for the first 5 weeks of the Queensland High School League of Legends Championship. And we'll see you guys back here on April 30th. Play Janna. That's how you climb. Don't play Janna. Play Janna. Don't.